What is going on in the parts of the exploitation of the tax code, the tax-exempt space? 17% of the economy now is in the tax-exempt space. The theory in the tax code is that 17% should be exceeded by the social good. Today we're going to focus on what's been happening in the use of the tax code to promote sort of viciousness and disharmony in society. So let's get ourselves going, and we will have a chance to hear everyone's statements and try to have better understanding here. So let's begin. All right, first off, I'd like to read a statement from Ranking Member Pasquale, and our prayers are with him. Ranking Member Pasquale regrets that he could not be here today. He was in the hospital and is now recovering at his home in New Jersey. We wish him a speedy recovery, and without objection, I ask that his statements be submitted into the record. And we really do wish him, because he is actually fun to work with because of his history, and he never has an opinion on anything. Okay, with the subcommittee now coming to order, I'd like to read part of the statement here, and then I'd like to give a tiny bit of commentary, and then I'm going to ask the chairman to provide us an opening statement, and then we will go into the 5 minutes. This hearing focuses on tracing the money flowing through and from foreign adversaries and tax-exempt organizations into other organizations and other groups with ties to terrorism and or responsible for much of the anti-Semitism activities that have engulfed much of our country. We know that bad actors, both foreign and domestic, use various tools to sow discord in American society. Their goal is to destabilize us and turn us against each other. When it comes to anti-Semitism, many of the bad actors involved are purely motivated either by their hate or their goal to destabilize the United States and have us at each other's throats. The committee has focused a lot of attention on the actions or inactions of colleges, universities, as protests have erupted on our campuses. But we have spent less time in the public sphere on how other groups involved in these protests are being funded, trained. This hearing is an opportunity to dive into the details around financing of these groups and the use of taxpayer dollars and to support anti-Semitism using the tax code and the tax-exempt space. Examining the role that is well-funded student organizations with possible ties to terrorisms like Students for Justice in Palestine or SJP play a driving virulent anti-Semitism on our college campuses using tax-exempt dollars. We will also look at how groups like SJP and I don't even know the proper pronunciation, Symposium, receive funds from suspicious organizations and are operating across this country. Considering the network of American-based tax-exempt organizations that are funding anti-Semitism on college campuses and possibly supporting terrorist organizations like Hamas abroad. For example, we have seen reports about groups like American Muslims for Palestine and the People's Forum, who provide funding, talking points, information, materials to student groups with an aim of installing chaos and anti-American sentiment. Today's hearing will provide an opportunity to discuss this more completely. Part of this is, and the chairman has spoken about this in the past, debate, discourse, absolutely American. Funding hate, unacceptable. Because today it may be a hatred of our Jewish community, tomorrow it may be some other subcategory or subgroup or other group that is chosen to be hated. You can't use our tax code. You can't use pre-tax dollars. You also can't use foreign dollars. My last comment is about 3 weeks ago, there was a study provided that almost half the online publications in America now are fake. They don't really exist. It's foreign actors or very dodgy, hate-filled groups that have stolen their mastheads on papers that went out of business years ago. How do you have a self-governing society when much of what they know is completely fraudulent and full of trying to tear us at each other?